Hello everybody, welcome back to another stream. We are back in the early access version of the X-Plane 12.3 closed beta. So we are going to be doing a full flight today. So obviously yesterday we checked out a lot of the update, different features, the weather radar, some different aircraft, etc. But today's going to be slightly more, more of a normal stream. We're going to be doing a full flight in the A330. This is the default Laminar Research Airbus A330. I did download the SAS livery. That is not included. But the aircraft otherwise is pretty much purely a default aircraft here. So that's what we're going to be checking out today. And I picked our routing to hopefully give us some horrible weather and sails and stuff to be avoiding, to check out the new weather radar as well and put it to some good use here, hopefully. So that is the plan today. So, we will also be, hopefully, if we have time, towards the end of the stream, once we land, we will take the Cirrus Vision Jet up on a very short flight, hopefully. As well, time permitting. So that's the plan. 2 flights today. So, Sim Crash Flyer, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Bagel Controller, welcome. Lionheart, welcome. Stan, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Glad to have you here. Can you check if Victor Alpha November Mike has been added to X-Plane 12.3? No need to spawn in. If you can just type it in, appears in the search area. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So it's VANM, right? There it is. Navi Mumbai International, VANM. So it looks like that is in the sim. Alright, so we are here in... I'm going to jump in the cockpit real quick. And I'll show you guys the route. So my understanding, backup production controller, is you did that for the gateway, right? Is you added the airport? I understand it's a new airport in real life, right? If so, well done. Really, really good. Maybe we'll check that out on stream at some point. So let's look at the routing today, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna turn the weather on, because it's as you can see, there's a huge front here, and this is why I picked it. We're gonna fly right through that, hopefully. So we're here at Stockholm, Arlanda, the default airport. I don't even have any orthos going for today for this area. We have orthos in Copenhagen, but not for Orlando at the minute. So we'll be departing runway 19 right, hopefully, on the Peter 1 Golf departure, and then heading down here to the southwest to EKCH Copenhagen. Kastrup. I do have the fly tamper scenery. I know it's not updated for XP12, but it looks pretty good. So I do have the fly tamper scenery and the ortho set up for that tile. We should hopefully be on the Erno 3 Charlie arrival for the 22 left ILS approach into Copenhagen. We'll get a nice view of the bridge here as well, hopefully. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of weather. These cells up here might move north, as you can see, potentially to our location, so we'll monitor it. But yeah, we should get some pretty interesting weather, hopefully, which is why I picked this routing. So I have a Navigraph on my tablet ready to go anyway, so that's good. We're not using the G-loaded camera today. We are just going to go ahead and use our normal XP realistic here. And yeah, we should be good to go here. So let's go ahead and did I not set up a overhead panel for you? I thought I did, but I guess not. So probably need to get some lighting in here at some point as well. So let me just set this real quick. There we are, and we'll get the batteries on then. Now, as you can tell, it's very much Curry Switch simulator in here, which is not good. I hope this gets addressed pretty soon, because the default, of course, when you start an A330 in real life, you would not have to turn everything off. It's pretty rare that everything will be turned off like this. So we will just go through and hit all of this stuff. And turn it on. So, bear with me there. If you like Corey switches, this will be a lot of fun. There's a lower switch which fixes this, by the way, a lower script even. But I wanted to show off the Devo aircraft today. I didn't want to add anything else, so we get a proper, in-depth, truthful look at the aircraft. All right, there we are. Good. Let's get the nav light on. The emergency exit lights on, no smoking signs on, and we'll get some lighting on in here as well. I don't know why I'm having, that's why. We'll remove that. We don't need that sound. So let's get some lights going on in here. Some lovely integral lights, floodlights. Can go on. Yes, look at those. They look great. We'll get these lights on. And there we are. Good. All right. Oh, there's some more stuff up here that I missed. Good. All right. And they are on the bats and aligning. All right. So let's go ahead and do our... let's see. Let's do our weight and balance. You still need to do it through the weight and balance menu, unfortunately. It'd be really cool to see an EFB or something of that sort for this aircraft. Block fuel today is going to be 1,000, so we'll go 12,314, so we'll just go super accurate there. Payload, we got 25.4 tons on board, so 25400 should give us that. And if I check our total weight against our takeoff weight, that all looks good and correct. You can see we have convective here. So we're not real time at the minute, but we are real weather real time. So this means if you missed yesterday's stream, we're on real weather according to the real time, which is now, but our sim isn't in real time. Otherwise it'd be dark outside. Of course, it's nighttime currently. We can set this to simulator time, which then follows the simulator time and gives you the historic weather, if you did want that. But I want live time at the minute. That's good. You can see the broken cumulus CB clouds over there. So we'll apply that, and we have our fuel now. Good. All righty. Let me get sane tensions up, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab our ATIS. First things first. So ATIS is 119005. Hey, Captain Andre, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Glad to see you here. So 005, put that in. And let's see what the ATIS says.
N formation uniform. 1850 Zulu. Arriving runway 19L. Departing runway 19R. Wind 100 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, broken at 2,700 feet, temperature 16. Dew point 12. QNH 1010. Transition level 70. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
Right.
Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information uniform.
Information uniform.
Stockholm
right.
Arlanda Airport.
And we'll get clearance
uniform.
in 12183.
1850 Zulu.
12183. Alright. Information uniform. Let's get our clearance then. What stand are we at? Let's see. Hey Jesse, welcome. How's it going? Glad to have you here. So we are at Foxtrot 35, F35. We are not in an F35. We are at stand F35. Alright. Let's get our clearance here. Arlanda clearance, Scandinavian 818, stand Foxtrot 35, information uniform on board. Aircraft type Airbus A330. Request IFR clearance to Copenhagen, please. And then we can go ahead and finish the setup of the
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Sounds good. Yeah, I really am just looking forward to getting in the sky and flying through some of these cells. Just look absolutely beautiful.
Scandinavian 818. Information uniform is correct. Cleared to Kastrup via the Peter 1 Golf departure runway 19 right. Initial climb to 4000. Departure on 120.15. 5 squawk 5525.
Clear to Kastrup via the Peter 1 Golf departure. Departure runway 19 right. Initial climb to 4000. Departure on 120.155. Squawk 5525. Scandinavian 818. Right, well that's our clearance. That is what we filed in the first place. That's good. Departure frequency is 120.155.
Scandinavian 818. Read back correct. Contact ground on 121.908.
Ground on 121.908. Thank you very much, Scandinavian 818. So I'll put the departure frequency here. 120.155. That's ready, and then we need 121.908. The reason I put the departure frequency here is just so when I'm flying I can easily look across it and remind myself what the frequency is. Otherwise I will forget. So we want 908 here for ground. There it is. While we're here, I will put the tower frequency, which is 118.505. And just get that ready for when we need it. Alright, good stuff. We can head down to the MCDU and let's start this. So, hey, V Skycheck, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Yes, 2 days in a row. Yeah, absolutely. Right, so we are at Echo Sierra Sierra Alpha, headed to Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel. So, Kilo Charlie Hotel. Is that default explain ATC? No, we are using sane tensions today for our ATC. Sane tensions. We are Scandinavian 818. There it is, and our cruise altitude today is flat. Oh, we're going quite high. Flat level 400. Wow. All right. We can go to init B, and we can copy these. If you just click here, it gives you the live figure, and you can put it in, which is super handy. Next, we can finish the flight plans. So, at Arlander here, we're departing runway 19 right. Absolutely, PCI check. I agree. Another hero. 19 right, then on the PT1 Golf. So let's put that in PT1 Golf, and we'll insert that. Now it's been a while since I've programmed an Airbus MCDU from scratch. Normally we just import everything. So after PTEV, we're going on an airway, so we'll go here. We'll go November 872 to Ernov. So to Ernov, and then we're on the arrival. So we can insert that. And we can go here, arrival. Hey, the cargo guy, welcome. How's it going, my friend? So, EKCH, we are doing the ILS. 22 left, hopefully. On the Erno 3 Charlie. On the Beggy. That all looks good to me. Table 11,000, okay, that's fine. That all looks good to me. I am just going to check restrictions real quick, because on my oh, EKCH Meta, thank you very much, appreciate that. So it was right, so it was generated on the 2nd of the month, which is today, 2nd of September at 1850 Zulu, which was, it's what, 19, we'll call it 1920 Zulu at the minute. It's about half an hour ago. It was generated automatically, winds 170, 8 knots, visibility more than 10 kilometers. Temperature 17, dew point 16, QNH 1009, and no significant weather. NCD, I'm not seeing that. Let me, what is NCD on a Meta? No cloud detected, there it is, no cloud detected, alright. I probably should have known that one. Standard arrival, runway 22 left, yes. Then you pass my house in Sweden on your left side just before final. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant, yes, it's your neck of the woods, isn't it? We're flying in today. Yeah, brilliant, that'll be good. So, I think that's all good. I'm going to extract the restrictions on my chart. So, if we go back to the start, SA704 is max 220, and above that looks good. Again to SA706, and then to PETEV, that looks good to me. And then on the arrival here, let's just check. Aloha 141 Foxtrot Echo, welcome, how's it going? So Ernov. At Ernov, we need to be at maximum of 250 knots. Flight level 110 at or below, so that's there. The next restriction we have is at a Beggy, which is here, which is 220 knots and 4,000. So let me put, actually it's under 4,000. So let's put that in. 4,000, there it is, good, okay. And then we are on to the ILS approach. Good, that actually seemed to work out pretty well. So, now what I did want to show you is now we have a secondary flight plan, as you can see. So we can go to secondary flight plan here, but what we want to do is, the way I like to set up my secondary flight plan, if I do, is I set it up in case we need to return back to our current airport. So what I will do is I will put ESSA, which is to and from Arlanda. I won't bother with the flight number, that's not too important. Cruise flight level, let's see. If we say we have a emergency after V1 or after takeoff and we need to return, we'll probably climb up to... Let's look, is there any terrain around that we need to be aware of? Not really. We need to be above 2,200 feet at least. So I'm gonna put 5,000 in there. Of course, we're probably not gonna actually fly this. I am just doing this to show you guys the new secondary flight plan part. So we can go then to secondary flight plan, and we're departing 190 right. So I will just add that in, but I'm not going to put the whole SID in. And then, say we were to come back, we would probably arrive, it would be the ILS 190 left, the other runway. So we'll put that in as well. And that's all set up. So now, say we have an emergency and we want to come back to, here to Stockholm, Arlanda. We can activate this and it's going to have the ILS for 190 left set up for us, ready to go, which is really cool. But we're probably not going to use it, but it's nice to have implemented this into the default aircraft now. Right, I am going to get the APU going, and then we're going to do our performance calculations here. I will use SimBrief for that. So I'll do it on my tablet here. I appreciate you guys won't be able to see it, but I'll just do this quickly. SimBrief performance coming in very useful for this aircraft. It doesn't have any performance calculator itself. So populate from last flight. I really wish there was a way that I could add my tablet screen that I have here as a source into, maybe through Wi-Fi or something, as a source into OBS, so I could show you guys what I'm doing on my tablet. Unfortunately, there isn't a way to do that, but there you go. So, of course, as expected, it'll be a flaps 1, flex 54, takeoff. V1 is 127, VR 127, and V2 is 138. Now, we don't get a trim setting, unfortunately, but that's fine. The aircraft tends to auto-trim anyway. So, I think we are ready to go. So let's put perf there, we'll put flight plan there. We need to set our squawk of 5525. There it is. We'll lock the cockpit door. That's all good to go. So I think we're pretty much ready for pushback here. So let's get better pushback.
Cockpit. Power is driving up.
And are we on APU power now? We are. So get the APU bleed on, external power off, and I will clean the aircraft here. I will also remove the chocks. We can detach the jetway as well, actually. There it goes. Alright. Texture is looking good on the A330. Yeah, honestly, for default aircraft, it looks great. I mean, look at the seats as well. Considering I'm on medium textures, it looks great. And the cabin's actually pretty good as well. I mean, the engine looks fantastic as well. As a Norwegian 737 comes into land there. What a beautiful sight that is. Absolutely amazing.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
They're going to connect. Let's get clearance from ground to push. Arlanda ground, Scandinavian 818, stand Foxtrot 35, request to push and start.
Scandinavian 818, push and start approved. Face northwest.
Push and start approved, face northwest, Scandinavian 818. Alright, push is approved. They said face northwest, okay.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Realistically, this is north, but there you go.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, so we're on the APU bleed, we'll go beacon light on. Alright, and we can set the parking brake off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And we are now pushing back. There it goes. Set this to arc. There it is. And let's go ahead and start engine. We'll start number 1 first, I think. Turn the sounds up a little bit. And I'll let you listen to these, let you listen to the engine sounds and look at the engine vibrations. They are fantastic. So that's engine 1. Great sounds.
Attention all aircraft. We are aware of the slower response times right now and actively working on the issue.
That was from Saint Tensions, if you're wondering. I've never had that before, but that's interesting. So it looks like at the minute Saint Tensions has a bit of an issue where the response times from ATC are a bit slow. So I guess they've put out a sort of a NOTAM, and it actually comes through the app. That's really cool. I know they let you know on the Discord if they have issues and that they're working on it. I didn't know it comes through on the app itself while you're flying. I like that a lot. That was cool. Yes, Stan, that was really cool. Otherwise, you know, I'm not going to be checking the Discord while I'm flying and while I'm streaming, so I wouldn't have known of this issue. Doesn't seem to have affected us so far, but it's nice to know that, you know, Saint Tensions might be a little bit slow. So, good start number 1. Let's go ahead and start number 2. And the sounds are great. Yeah, the cargo guy, I've never heard that either. That's the first time I've heard that.
Complete. Set parking brake.
That's the first time I've heard that. That's if I bring
Disconnecting
this
valve.
across,
Stand
you can
by.
see here it says this just popped up just now. Pretty cool. I've never had that before either. But nice to know they do that. Now, one issue I found, which I will report to Laminar, is on the A330, for whatever reason, AI traffic. So I'm running Saint Tensions right now. I'm running Traffic Global right now for the aircraft that you see parked and flying around. They always show on the ND. Even though my TCAS is all off, standby, this is an auto, but I can turn it all off. And it just doesn't go off the ND. You can't turn the traffic off. It's always on.
Hand signal on the right. We'll see
So I think that is a bug.
flight.
I don't believe the TCAS in the A330 would do that. Because it doesn't go into TA only mode either when you land. Or not that I saw, I might be wrong. We can monitor it when we land, I guess. Let's go flaps 1. I'm going to let you listen to these sounds because they are, again, really good for a default aircraft. There it goes, lovely. So I believe the sound designer at Laminar is Daniela, and she's done a fantastic job with these sounds. And I think she does the sounds for Aerospace as well, and we've flown quite a few Aerospace products on the channel, and as you know, their sounds are fantastic. They're really good. Hey Vaughn, welcome, how's it going? Has VR gotten better in this version? I did see a few things in the changelog on VR, but I don't have a VR headset, so I can't check it myself, unfortunately. But I did see some things in the changelog regarding VR. Alright, bleeds off, master switch off. We are now running on our own power. There's that Norwegian 737 which just landed. Let's go ahead and get our clearance, but we can actually get the weather radar on. So we'll go System 1 wing calibrated mode. We'll go weather plus turbulence. We probably won't see anything as of yet. I imagine. Because we're kind of facing away from any weather. So we should hopefully see some on the ground. But, you know, if we turn the ground clutter system off. Again, spring-loaded switch, you can see we're getting all the radar returns from all the terrain and stuff in front of us. That will turn itself off in a second here, since it is spring-loaded. Will advise. Ah, brilliant, thank you, really appreciate that. HG Sim, welcome, how's it going? Thank you very much for subscribing, Hugh. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Welcome to the channel. So, auto brake max, let's get our clearance to taxi then. All underground, Scandinavian 818, ready to taxi.
Scandinavian 818, runway 19 right, taxi via Zulu Papa, Zulu, Zulu Lima, Papa Alpha, Yankee, Yankee 10.
Taxi to runway 19 right via Zulu Papa, Zulu, Zulu Lima, Papa Alpha, Yankee, Yankee 10, Scandinavian 818. Alright, let me just have a look. Check our route here. So Zulu Papa, then it's the first right onto Zulu. And then it's going to be what did they say, Zulu Lima. Where's Zulu Lima? I don't actually see Zulu Lima. Oh, Zulu Lima's all the way back there. Right. Oh, yes, okay. So it's going to be a left, sorry. So left onto Zulu, then a right onto Zulu Lima. And then up on Papa Alpha. And then Yankee 10. If this is latest default airport, then it's my design. Oh, brilliant. Yes, of course. Yes, so 12.3 did get the latest gateway cut as well, by the way. So everyone who submitted new gateway airports that have been improved and stuff, since the last cut, all of your new gateway airports should be in the sim now, which is fantastic. So V-Skycheck, yes, this is your work. And look at this. For, you know what, for a default airport, this is amazing. No orthos, this is pure default. Everything is as you would expect. Really, really nice. And great on performance as well, may I say. Getting a good, what's that, just under 30. I don't know what's happening with the GPU frame time here. I need to address this one as well with Laminar. GPU time here is showing 0.2, which is obviously incredibly high. And the sim is obviously running a lot quicker than that, so I'm not sure this value here is correct. All painted ground is removed and replaced with real auto-gen traffic. Fantastic. Good stuff. Alright. So get the Tobii eye tracker running here. There it is. So first left. We'll give way to this Finnair. Yes, yeah, much better performance. Absolutely. Especially considering I'm streaming as well, which obviously takes some performance away. And we have some storms and all sorts in the area. I've got Traffic Global running. So very good performance considering. We'll get behind this Finnair 321, although they just stopped. Oh no, they're turning, okay. You've done a good job with the ground routes as well. Traffic Global is having no issues. Plenty of traffic. If ground routes, sorry, taxi routes and stands and stuff aren't properly assigned with airports, and Traffic Global just doesn't work too well, but this is working very well, as you can see. So we're now on Zulu. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely lovely. Glad the default A330 is getting more and more improvements. Of course, we have the toeless A330, but if you're looking for a freeware Airbus in, you know, in the sim, then this is really not that bad. But we'll see how it performs on this flight. I've done one flight with it. I didn't really have any issues. I had some funny. The autopilot was okay, but I did have some funny green lines on funny routing on my ND. So we'll see what happens this time. The aircraft still flew fine. It's just visually the autopilot path that I don't think was being drawn correctly. Do you use Global Forest? Yes, I have Global Forest active. Absolutely. Alright. Yes, this is pretty much, this is actually graphically stock X-Plane right now. I do have blue effects here. As you can see, it's I have a bit of a green tint essentially applied because my monitor, I think really the colors on my monitor aren't particularly accurate, and it likes to go colder, and it weirdly likes to really pop out red quite a lot, which doesn't make much sense. It loves red, but then it's generally a colder image as well, hence why I've tweaked the colors there. But otherwise, we got no orthos for the minute until we get to Copenhagen. Global Forest, we got, I guess, Sim Heaven. It's all looking good. Absolutely, yeah. A330 seems so improved. It is. It is. I've had a great time. Thank you for subscribing, Harry. Welcome. I hope that one day Toads will release not only the Neo but also the standard. Yes, absolutely. I'd love to see a CEO. Because these A330 300s and 200s are still so popular and still a lot more popular and more flown than the Neo. But I have to say, this thing handles really great as well in terms of just hand flying. Shipped up, welcome. How's it going? Glad to see you here. Yankee 10 is right here at the end. And we'll stop here. This is Yankee 10 holding point.
Scandinavian 818, contact tower on 128.73. Have a good afternoon.
Contact tower 128.73. Good afternoon, Scandinavian 818. Alright, 128.73. Tower frequency is different. 128.73. And I'll put our departure frequency in, so we don't have to mess around with putting that in while we're flying. There it is. What traffic add-on is that? This is Traffic Global I'm using today. Traffic Global. Kemi Lewis, welcome. How's it going? Very good. Just installed programming dinosaurs auto version. It's very nice. Yes, it is, right? The new UI is great. I was doing some testing the other day. Really impressed, and I'm getting better performance. I'm getting a higher zoom level than the freeware version of map enhancement, which is really great. I'm getting zoom level 17 and zoom level 19 around airports, which is what I make my regular auto tiles to be. So yeah, really, really happy with that. And I reinstalled my base packages from scratch and had no issues, which was obviously a prominent issue with the old version of Auto. So looking good so far, but more testing to come. Right, contact tower. Islander tower, correction, Scandinavian 818 holding short at Yankee 10, fully ready. Has the A330 autopilot been fixed? I've not had any issues so far. Not had any issues so far, but I need to test it on a long haul as well, because I know it had issues on long hauls.
Scandinavian 818, Arlanda Tower, hold short of runway 19 right.
Holding short runway 19 right, although we are ready for departure. That's funny, I never normally get a hold short.
Scandinavian 818, runway 19 right,
There we are.
winds 100 at 8, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 19 right, Scandinavian 818. Cleared for takeoff. I am using my nightlight mod, yes, HG Sim. I did test it and it's working fine in the latest update. Which would you say looks better? Well, based on my limited testing of the latest Auto version by Programming Dinosaur, I had higher quality on that. So, because I could set my minimum zoom level a little bit higher, I could set my airport zoom level higher, and I could set my maximum zoom level higher as well. And actually the new UI is very nice. Alright, we'll get our lights on here. We should be ready to go. We'll get our TCAS TARA. Get that on and on. Flight time is around an hour. Alright. That wasn't a very good lineup, but there you go. So we'll take it. Get the chrono on. Alright. The chrono. Spool it up 50%. And we'll go flex. There it is, man flex. SRS runway. Also thrust blue. Lovely sounds. There's a new version of Auto. Yes, it's a new forked version. I'll speak about it in a little bit. 100 knots. V1 and rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Oh yes, XP realistic, yes. That is all XP realistic. Make this right turn here.
Scandinavian 818, contact departure on 120.155.
Contact departure 120.155. Scandinavian 818. Continuous turn. Once we level out, we'll contact departure here. In fact, we might be able to do it now. Arlanda departure, Scandinavian 818, climbing through altitude 2,700 for 4,000. I'm not sure why this has gone into manual speed.
Scandinavian 818, Stockholm departure, identified, climb, flight level 050.
Climb flight level 050, Scandinavian 818. Straight into the clouds here. Still manual control, we'll go flaps up. Just in case you speed brake, and I'll just...
Scandinavian 818, climb flight level 210.
Climb flight level 210, Scandinavian 818. And we'll go open climb here. Oh. There it is, open climb. The standard on that. And on the other side, they're not linked, unfortunately. A little bit of turbulence, nothing too bad. Nothing showing on the weather radar as of yet. Yes, head shake is from XP Realistic, guys. Beautiful. Alright, let's go autopilot 1 on there. And these are all definitely on. Yeah, they are. Alright, good. There's some weather we can start to see. Yeah, look at that. There's a cell there. Keep an eye on that. How do you install XP Realistic? So once you've purchased it from the X-Plane store, all you need to do is download it and install it like any other plugin. So just download the file, put it in your plugins folder. 10,000 foot. Get the lights off. All right. Very, very nice indeed. Good stuff. All right. On our way to Copenhagen.
Scandinavian 818, climb flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, Scandinavian 818. Put 280 in. There it is. Look at that vapor. Beautiful. Lovely Trent 700 engines there. Hey, Nizam. Want to ask opinion on CPU? 5800 X3D or 5700 X3D? Currently R5 3600 with a 3060 Ti. So, any really any X3D CPU are really good. I have a 7800 X3D and I highly recommend it. It's fantastic. If I had to go for the 5800 or 5700, I think probably the 5800, but it kind of depends on what prices you're looking at and what the prices are like in your area. I'm not too sure how big of a performance difference there is, but it should run pretty well on X-Plane anyway. So maybe if there's not much of a, if it's not too much more than the 5700 X3D, then go for the 5800 X3D. It's a great CPU. There we are. HG Sim says he has one and great performance. And I know my 7800 X3D is a great CPU. Look at the wing flex and the engine shake here. Look at that. Great stuff. So yeah, I think both choices are pretty... Oh, hello. Both choices are pretty good. We are going to have to vector away from that. Both choices are pretty good, if I'm being honest. I think a lot of people seem to have
Scandinavian 818, climb, flight level 340.
There's one autopilot disconnect. I'm not sure why that disconnected. Potentially because of the weather. It has 12.3 better performance overall. Oh no, don't do this to me. Why are you doing that? Well, we have encountered our first issue. Is this turbulence just straight up too much for it? gonna have to go manual for a little bit, I think.
Scandinavian 818. Contact Sweden Control on 118.205.
Climb flight level 340 and contact Sweden Control 118.205. Scandinavian 818. Alright, let's see if we can... Right, 340. Look at that weather, not good. 118.205. Uh, 205. Yeah, the XP Realistic's probably adding to that turbulence effect as well with the sounds. It's actually quite loud, isn't it? I should probably turn that turbulence shape down. It's quite loud. Yes, I think the autopilot should have been able to handle that in all honesty. But I'll send that
Scandinavian
log to
818. Climb
to
flight
Lebanon.
level 380.
Climb flight level 380, Scandinavian 818. 380, and we're going to request a, let's see here. Alright, we're going to request probably a left turn away from that weather. Unless we can climb above it, which I don't think we can. But we still have a little bit of time, so let's see, 40 miles away. All right. We don't want to
Scandinavian
get
818.
within 20 miles.
Contact Sweden Control on 118.28.
118.28, Scandinavian 818. 118.28. Scandinavian Control, Scandinavian 818. We'll check in first, and then we may route probably to the left here on a heading of 170.
Scandinavian 818, Sweden Control identified. Good afternoon.
Sweden Control, Scandinavian 818. Request a left turn heading 170 to avoid some weather. 80 is a bit loud on stream. Okay, I'll turn it down here. Thank you for letting me know.
Scandinavian 818, left heading 170, approved to avoid weather.
There we are, I've turned them down slightly. Left heading 170 approved, Scandinavian 818. There we are, say intentions, handling that very well. So we'll turn left 170, yeah. It's just not liking the turbulence, is it? Let's do the turn manually. Hopefully it should be okay once we may need a further to the left heading. Climb flight level 400, Scandinavian 818. Looks like we might be breaking out here. Hopefully then the autopilot can get on. But yeah, I'll send this the stream and the log to Laminar, and hopefully they can make some improvements on the autopilot, because I don't think it should kick off in that turbulence. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it is pretty... Oh, hello. It is pretty rocky at the minute, but... see if it stays on. So we don't want to be anywhere... we don't want to be within 20 miles of the red cell. Considering this range arc is 40, we should be fine. There you are, that weather radar coming in, so useful. If I bring up this, we can see what we're avoiding here. This area, it looks like. But hopefully we can find a gap somewhere. Continue this climb up. Yeah, love set intentions. Oh yeah, it's you know, it's not perfect. It has its issues at times. Sometimes it'll work really well. Sometimes it'll give me issues all day. But yeah, no, I do like it. I do like it overall. Yeah, so there it is. Looks like we picked a good routing then. Let's see, is it? Yeah, look at this. Pretty overcast. There's that. You can see the cells over there.
Scandinavian 818, expect the
Interesting.
Air 3 Charlie arrival. Plan for descent in maybe 15 minutes. Just say the word if you'd like to start down earlier.
Expect the Aero 3 Charlie arrival. We'll plan for the descent in 15 minutes. Scandinavian 818. What do you think about St. Tension's proposal for VATSIM to cover Unicom areas? I think it's great if they can implement it well. I really do. Alright, predicted to flight level 400, distance 90 nautical miles. Alright. We might be getting a little bit close to that cell there. I'm going to request a further turn with 150. Sweden control, Scandinavian 818, request a left turn by 20 degrees to avoid weather. Yes, correct. That should show flight level 400 as far as I know.
Left turn heading 147 approved to avoid weather.
Left turn 147 approved to avoid weather, Scandinavian 818. So 147, which is 20 degrees left of where we were previously. Can you see the height of the cell? Probably not. I don't know how high the cell is. I mean, our current tilt is 0 degrees, so this is level with us. We may be able to climb above it, but let's see. Once we break out this cloud, we can assess visually. Late on answers. So, I think it's actually pretty quick. It's not too bad. But there is an issue with St. Tensions at the minute, and I can show you this. It says we are aware of slower response times right now and actively working on the issue. So that is contributing slightly to it as well, but it's still not too bad at all. Considering it's, you know, AI. Not too bad at all. Let's see. There's that big cell. Let's see if we can have a look visually. We might be able to just straight up climb over it here. I could probably go manual. And if we look at the tilt, if we say go 3 degrees, there we are. So with 2.3 degrees tilt, I think we can get above that. And if we have 0 tilt, yeah, it's still showing up. And if we go back to multi-scan, until minus 0.3, yeah, I think we can climb above that. But let's see once we break out this and we'll assess visually. Yeah, this should be flight level 400, correct. There we are. That still looks... That cloud there still looks higher than us. Although we could probably take a right turn now. Yeah, we could probably head... let's head... Go back to our heading before 170. Sweden control, request a right turn 20 degrees. To get us closer back to our assigned routing, Scandinavian 818. Not sure what the real world phraseology for that is exactly. But there you go, we'll see what St. Tensions says.
Right turn heading 163 approved to get back on course.
Right turn heading 163 approved, Scandinavian 818. Alright, 163 now. And then I think we could probably get back onto our assigned routing. I think we can get above that. So you can see the weather there. It's still borderline. We are still pretty much cloud surfing. The lighting up here is great. Look at that for a screenshot. Lovely. Yes, cargo. A third-party aircraft must have must have the weather radar implemented. Yes, but I think the API has already been given to devs, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long. Like I showed yesterday, the Captain Iceman series Seneca. The Captain Iceman series Seneca already has it implemented in the beta version that I've been kindly provided. Apologies there, Ashley. Nightbot's a bit haphazard sometimes, and it's removed some of your messages, but don't worry about it. That's just Nightbot being a little bit haphazard sometimes. X-Plane 12.2, look, the clouds are amazing. Yeah, well, we're actually on 12.3, and they did improve them even more in 12.3. They look great. Really, really nice. I think real phraseology would be clear weather request direct. Yeah, I think you're correct, but technically we're not technically clear weather. We want to head back that way, ideally. But yeah, I don't know. I think we can go back, right? I think we can head back. We're almost at our cruise flight level. I don't know why it thinks we're going to take 132 miles. Oh, because this is our distance from the point and we're not on our LNAV track. That makes sense. Let's request a direct back onto our course then, I think. You can see here it looks pretty clear. So, let's see how Saint Intentions will handle this. Sweden Control Scandinavian 818 clear of weather. Request direct back to our routing.
Scandinavian 818 cleared direct to Nyland, resume own navigation.
Just waiting for it to pop up on my screen, so I'm not sure what they said. I think they said direct Nyland. I don't know where that is. It's not popping up on my say intentions though. I don't know why. Let me ask him to say again, see if it'll pop up. Swedish Control Scandinavian 818, say again. Maybe that issue is starting to crop up now. The slower response times. Welcome to everyone who's here, 50 people. Great. Skylar, welcome. Another episode of Cloud Watching with Drishal. Yeah, we're avoiding this weather. We should be way over here. We are actually pretty far off track now. Swedish Control Scandinavian 818 radio check. They're not responding to me.
Scandinavian 818, contact Sweden Control on 131.13 for further instructions.
Sweden Control 131.13, Scandinavian 818. Alright, well, they've just handed us off. Because my concern is fuel. I know we had plenty of reserve, but I don't want to be off course for too long. Sweden Control Scandinavian 818.
Scandinavian 818 identified. Good afternoon.
Sweden Control Scandinavian 818, request direct Toxi Tango Oscar Kilo Sierra India as we are clear of weather. So is the weather radar the only update in 12.3? No, there's a lot of updates. I went through all of them in my stream yesterday. There's quite a few. I will list them here once we get back on track. Direct Oxy, Scandinavian 818. Alright, we got that direct, so that's good. There it is, back on track. Hopefully. Perth, top of descent, 95 nautical miles. Alright, not too bad. So there's synthetic vision now in the Garmin 1000 in the sim. The weather radar, of course, which is really important. The way that the METAR is passed and put into X-Plane has been improved as well. So in general, weather is a lot better, more realistic in my opinion. Same goes for the cloud formations. There is also the historic weather now. So in your live weather settings, you can either set your weather to match your simulator time. So you can set your simulator time to yesterday, for example, and then set your weather to match that. So you get that historic weather. Why does it stop turning? Oh, it's getting onto that. Okay, right, I see. So we should be heading over that cell. If I go auto on, sorry, manual on the tilt, keep it as 0. Okay, we might hit a little bit. We might just skim a little bit. Maybe we can request to go a bit higher to get over it. Frog. Optimal 405, recommended max 410. We can go up to 410. Let's assess when we get there. Maybe we can go up another 1,000 foot. What else? Yeah, so the historic weather, the new cloud rendering, the weather radar is a big thing. A couple of improvements to the default A330 as well. The only issue I've had so far with this is the autopilot was disconnecting, but that seems to be fixed now. I think in turbulence it just struggles, to be honest. But yeah, other than that, it's really good. I do plan to do a video looking at the weather radar in depth. So a separate video on that, and then I want to do a video covering 12.3 as a whole as well, is the plan. Actually showing you top bar, simple kit, I guess, kept QNH value. No, so the top bar is from FlyLive Studio, and it uses XP PC to get the data. And the altitude it shows there is, I'm pretty sure, it doesn't keep QNH. I think that is the your height. It's your altitude above sea level, and it doesn't adjust with your QNH and your altimeter, etc. I believe. It could also be height above the ground. It is showing about 400 foot higher than what my altimeter is showing, which is quite interesting. So this is where multi-scan, I guess multi-scan is useful. We put it on, it's going to show below, and we're not descending anytime soon, so I'm not sure how much that would affect me. Although we may actually start descending into that, which might be, that actually could be a bit of an issue. But if we want to look at what's directly in front of us, we can put the tilt to 0 manually and see that there's a little bit of weather poking up at flight level 400, but not too much. I might actually request to go up here. Sweden Control, Scandinavian 818, request to climb to flight level 410. SAS Ops, yes, hello, welcome Ben. Look at that.
Scandinavian 818, climb flight level 410.
Climb flight level 410, Scandinavian 818. Alright, 410 approved. So we can go 410. Yeah, we should climb hopefully. Although I need to put... Nope. Hit it like that. Oh, there we are. Okay. Now we did it. Climb. There we are. I just don't want to be this close to those clouds. See if we can get above it.
Contact Sweden Control on 134.455.
Sweden Control 134.455. Scandinavian 818. We need Q4 XP ops if they give you an early copy for the weather update. I don't know if they have it implemented yet. I could ask. I could probably ask. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool, you know. Is it possible to ask for block altitude, flight level 380 to 400 with same intentions? Yeah, we could try that. Let me give that a go. Sweden Control, Scandinavian 818, request a block altitude 380 to 410. Let's see. Will they give it to us?
Scandinavian 818, block altitude 380 to 410 approved.
Block altitude 380 to 410 approved. Scandinavian 818. Yes, they do. I'm impressed. Very impressed. They did want us to control. They did want us to switch to 134.455. 34.
Scandinavian 818, cleared Airno 3. Charlie arrival into Kastrup. Whenever you'd like descend. Flight level 320.
Cleared the NO3 Charlie arrival into Kastrup whenever we'd like to send flight level 320. Scandinavian 818. I might do a late descent here to avoid the weather below us. If we hit multiscan, so I think we're good here now. We're plenty far away enough from that red cell.
Descend altitude 4000.
Oh, okay. Descend what? Descend altitude 4000. So I think what we'll do, I'm going to just completely and utterly ignore that. Once we get past that red cell, because I don't want to descend into that, we'll start a descent around Toxie, I think. Which is in about 60 miles, and they want top of descent in 43 miles, so we'll be high on profile, but it should be okay to avoid that weather. Vision jet looks neat. Yes, absolutely. We should be doing a quick flight with it after this flight. Because I was actually quite impressed when I was flying it yesterday, so I thought, hey, let's do a proper flight with it. Dankus Osprey, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Do you think Flight Factor will have the new weather radar API already implemented in the 777? I honestly have no idea, but I imagine they'll try and get it in as soon as possible. It's quite a big update, quite a big advantage as well. So I imagine they'll be putting that in pretty quick. But I don't know for sure. What's your ED? Right. Top of descent 36 nautical miles. End of descent.
Scandinavian 818, contact Sweden
I
Control
think
on
it is 4,000, so that's why.
134.455.
Sweden Control 134.455, Scandinavian 818. Sweden Control, Scandinavian 818 at flight level 410. You can see how close we're getting to Coffin Corner. That's why I recommended max is 410. Skyfly Hangar, welcome. So yeah, we will probably end up starting our descent a little bit late. 29 nautical miles to go. And yeah, I don't want to descend into that at all. If we descend at roughly a 3-degree descent, how's that gonna look? So 3 degrees, okay, we've got a little bit there. Interesting. I do love this new weather radar. I do. Right, back to multi-scan. We don't have too many restrictions on the arrival, so I'll start a descent in not too long here. You could start the descent to 4,000 by VS minus 1,000 and create energy margins closer to Kastrup. I could, yes, absolutely. However, this red cell is what I'm trying to avoid at the minute. I think if we go any lower, we will go straight into that. Beautiful. I think these clouds here should probably be a little bit lighter, potentially, considering the sun would beam in directly down on them. Pretty happy with the St. Engines today, though, with all the weather changes and all that sort of stuff. So I can see, come on, they're going to give us the ILS-2 to left, which is perfect, and then our arrival gate is going to be Terminal 3 Echo 27, so really nice to know that in advance. Weather dump, send a log, please. Yes, absolutely, I'll do that. Weather dump, what's the keybind for that? I can't remember. Dump weather state log. Oh, I don't have it. Shift W. Oh no, I can't do Shift W, can I? Control W. Is it already forward? Yeah, that's fine. I don't need that. On the top menu bar. Developer tab. Dump to log, dump weather, right. Dump to, brilliant, there we are. Dump to log, dump weather state to log. Weather's details dump to log. Alright. Delta, I'll get that sent to you. Also, I don't know if you were here, but we did get the autopilot disconnecting earlier about 3 or 4 times. Just on its own, I think because we were in turbulence, but I'll send you the log. It should be all the same log. Appreciate that. So, oh, okay, brilliant. Brilliant. Well, thank you for being here yet again. Brilliant, thank you. Anthony, welcome. Loving the updates. If you could just fix the ground textures, and would be perfect. I think, of course, they are working on that. Yeah, absolutely. The next gen scenery, I believe, is what they're sort of working on now. Alright. Do we think it's safe to start our descent? As top of descent is just here now. Let's go to manual. And have a look. 3 degrees below. Actually not too bad. Actually not too bad. So we'll head back to multi-scan. Do we see any red? Is the question. Okay, a little bit, but we should be past that. So I'm going to give it another 10 nautical miles or so, and then we'll start the descent. We'll start the descent not too long. They did already give us clearance to descend. I've just decided not to avoid that weather. But see what I mean by it changes the way you fly? Pre 12.3, we wouldn't have even been, you know, looking at the weather and the... Well, we would have been looking at the weather, but, you know, I won't be messing with the tilt to check below us and all that sort of stuff, so... It's just fantastic. It really is. You got clearance to 4,000? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, it might get a little bit bumpy, but we'll go ahead and start that descent, I think. To 4,000 is what they cleared us for, all the way down. There we are. Now, since we started our descent a little bit late, we are going to be high on profile. We'll see if the aircraft recovers itself. If not, we can always add speed brake. And I will go ahead and do auto brake low. I will let me know, provide instructions how to use the weather radar. I assume that's gonna mean. I don't know. Delta could probably ask that, answer that. Delta, you know, but maybe a video or something from Laminar would be great. At least in the A330 and maybe the Cirrus or something. The way I learn is I just straight up watched a weather radar video on YouTube. And asked some of my... I've got a few friends who fly 320s and the weather radar is pretty similar. So I just asked them. And I had some knowledge on it before as well from my own sort of studies. Does the same tension traffic injection beta work in X-Plane? No. At the minute, no, not yet. The traffic beta is Microsoft Flight Sim only. I can ask Philip, but they're not that complicated. Taking the direction of cloud, avoid the cloud. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. It's not too bad. I'm sure... oh, hello. There's another autopilot. Disconnect. Right, we'll level off the turn and then we'll stick the autopilot back on. Yeah, as soon as we start to hit turbulence, it doesn't like it. I'll just level off this turn. There we are. I'll clear the message and get the autopilot back on. Hopefully it can hold. But yeah, if you guys want it, I'm happy to do a Anthony. If you know, if you feel that you need a tutorial for it, then absolutely let me know, and I can probably do that. But yeah, you know, just watching the stream, it's really not too difficult. I did go through the weather radar in detail yesterday, and I will do a video on it as well, I think. Get a bit of speed brake out. Logs also contain info about AP Disco, so just more to report it. Yeah, I will do. Thank you, Anthony. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Alright. We are descending. Nothing showing on the weather radar for the minute. Let's stick it in multi-scan. Sorry, sit it in manual. Have a look below us. 3 degrees. It's looking pretty good, so we'll stick it back in multi-scan. Multi-scan is meant to show us the most pertinent information anyway, so I will just retract the speed brakes. Now we're back on profile. Good. I love seeing the shade of the outside, so the clouds changing. Yeah, honestly, for default aircraft, this A330 is really good. Hopefully the autopilot disconnect can get sorted. And after that, you know, that is the only issue I've had so far. Otherwise, it's flown really nice. And, you know, I'm very used to pay-away aircraft. I'm used to tow-less.
Scandinavian 818, Sweden
the flight
control,
factor,
speed
etc.
220 knots.
Speed 220 knots, Scandinavian 818. What are we at now? 280? Can we even get down to 220? I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, this is a great aircraft for default. I'm actually quite enjoying it. I really am. I will also add there's going to be more A330 updates in the update after 12.3.0. Brilliant. I'm very, very happy to hear that. Get a bit of speed brake to help it. But yeah, this is shaping up to be a really nice aircraft. And like I said, I hadn't flown a lot of the default aircraft for quite a while, and so when I got the this update, I sort of went back to them to try the weather radar, and I was actually quite impressed. So we are, like I said, we're going to be flying the Vision Jet after this for a short hop somewhere. we'll take a look at some weather and we'll figure out a route together. So yeah, we'll take the Vision Jet out, and then that should be a lot of fun. Alright, we can get down to 220. Green dot speed is about 210, so that's safe. Of course, we don't want to go below 220. Yeah, I think weather radar has been pretty good today. Very useful. We avoided a huge storm. Those huge cells that we deviated around. What's our fuel looking like? We have 6.8, 6.9 tons. We can go to fuel prediction, and it thinks, it thinks we'll have 6.6. That's because engines are idle right now. We're not using much fuel, probably. I'm sure that'll change as the engines pull back up. I'm pretty sure. And we'll get back on profile. Alright. Yeah, true IFR conditions right now. Look at the shades. Very nice. Great stuff. Really great stuff. I think the wing flex and the wing and the engine wobble here is just fantastic. So good. As you brake out, oh, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Very, very nice. Is there a coffee cup? Not that I see. Oh, come on, that's important. We gotta have the coffee. Oh, there is one. I think there's an empty cup of sorts there. Maybe that's just a holder. Yeah, I don't see an actual coffee cup. I'm sure that's just the empty holder. Wow. That was a really, really nice breakout, right? Beautiful. Back into some slightly better weather, and yeah, we can actually see. Now, bear in mind, this weather might not be the most up-to-date on Valanta, but you can see where we've sort of broken out. You can see our deviated path here, so actually quite a long deviation, and weather might get a little bit worse as we head into Copenhagen here. Still a little bit high on profile. Let's go half on the speed brake. Alright. And yeah, weather radar's at plus 1.5 tilt at the minute. Not seeing anything. Looks pretty clear in front of us. And yeah, those clouds look fantastic. Really, really nice. Usually this trip will take around 55 minutes. Yeah, it was Simbrief was saying around an hour. We're currently 46 minutes in, so I think it's going to be around probably around an hour 5 minutes, hour and 10 minutes maybe, by the time we land. But definitely been a lot of fun, that's for sure. Pilot bingo record is 45 minutes. Wow, must have had a hell of a tailwind. We do have a headwind though at the minute, slowing us down. Unscared, knows what it's doing. Good stuff, alright. Beautiful. I just realised, did we have mismatched cowling on these engines? Yes, there is. I didn't even realise that. It's a mismatched cowling. Or casing on the engine. So, still descending, 17,000 feet. There's the profile coming back, the purple circle there, so we can retract the speed brakes pretty soon. We do have the flight time per Copenhagen, so it should look pretty good to get in. The METAR for Copenhagen is actually looking pretty good at the minute as well. We have, so this was, so EKCH METAR was generated on the 2nd at 2020
Scandinavian 818,
Zulu.
contact Copenhagen approach on 118.455.
Copenhagen approach 118.455, Scandinavian 818. So let's tune them.
Scandinavian 818, contact Copenhagen approach on 118.455.
Yep, I already did that. Copenhagen approach, Scandinavian 818. Alright, back on profile now, so I'll stow the speed brakes.
Scandinavian 818, Copenhagen approach identified. Hage, expect the ILS runway 22 left approach into Kastrup.
Expect the ILS 22 left approach into Kastrup, Scandinavian 818. Brilliant. 22 left, so that's what we planned anyway. Good stuff. Hey, Golden Aviation,
Scandinavian
welcome.
818, Copenhagen approach, descend altitude 3000. Turn left heading 175 vectors for the ILS runway 22 left approach.
Descend altitude 3000, turn left heading 175 vectors for the ILS approach. For runway 22 left, Scandinavian 818. Looks like we're gonna get a bit of a shortcut here. Brilliant. So 175. Descent to 3000. I'll probably go open descent at the... they said 220, didn't they? So we'll leave it at 220. And we'll put a bit of speed brake out. Yeah, it's quite hazy. It is quite hazy. What was I saying? Yeah, so just installed some auto scenery on my HDD. Looks amazing. Thanks a lot for your tutorials. No worries at all, my friend. I'm glad, because auto makes such a big difference. Hey, Caleb, welcome. Yes, Seb, absolutely. Yeah, the clouds and the weather depiction in general is far better. It really does make a big difference. It really does. How come default ground? I just simply didn't have. I do have autos for Copenhagen when we get closer, hopefully. I don't have autos at this far, and I'm not running a map enhancement or any or auto at the minute. Although I did test them and they seem to be working in 12.3. Beautiful, yeah. Hazy, absolutely. I got a haze adjustment, makes it so much nicer. I was running haze adjustment before the update. I obviously removed it when I updated. I'm quite liking the current haze. Maybe it says hazy in Copenhagen right now. I imagine so. If you consider the METAR at can I bring it up on? I can. If you consider the METAR, so 1908 knots, wind isn't too bad, visibility is 10 kilometers or more, no cloud, so no clouds, and then we have, look at this, temperature 17 degrees, dew point 16. Now the dew point is the temperature essentially at which way you can start to expect haze and fog and lower visibilities. So 17 degrees, 16 degrees is getting pretty close. So I'm actually not surprised we're seeing haze right now. That seems pretty plausible to me. Tassie, welcome. How's it going? So I think we should make this pretty well. We can probably put a fix in. So we can go EKCH. I don't think the runway bit will work, but let's see. It didn't work on my test flight. Yeah, not in database. So we'll just put EKCH. 10 nautical mile fix. There it is. We do actually need to put our
Scandinavian
performance
818,
on.
proceed direct. Charlie Hotel 2 Lima Foxtrot. Descend altitude 2000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 left approach.
Direct Charlie Hotel to Lima Foxtrot, descend altitude 2000 until established on the localizer. Clear for the ILS 22 left approach. Scandinavian 818. Alright, CH2LF. We're going direct to... There it is. Direct, alright. We're heading down to 2000 now. NCD, no cloud detected. Yes, no cloud detected. Gustavo, welcome. Did they change anything in the night lighting in the 330? I saw some texture updates on your stream. The night lighting, if you're looking at my stream yesterday, I'm running my nightlight mod, so that's probably why. I don't think there was any night lighting adjustments in the new... Oh, sorry, in the 330. The 330 did get some lighting improvements, yes. And some visual upgrades, is what they said. So yes, I think the lighting in the 330 was improved, yes. Apologies, I read your comment wrong initially. Yes, the cockpit. I do see an improvement. I do see an improvement, even at night. And we could probably change the time of day. Oh, landing lights, yes. Could I? We can change the time of day once we land and take a look at the night lighting in here, I think. Let's set local QNH. Local QNH of 1009. Alright. So, right, what was our minimum? We should have done this earlier, but I forgot. It's going to be a Cat 1, 208. And all of this is already in. VAP 135, so that's looking good to me. And it's in approach mode, so we'll go manage speed then. Let it do its thing. We're at 4,000 feet. It wants us to be at 2,000 by the time we intercept. We have approximately 14 nautical miles to descend, so plenty of space. We can probably just go vertical speed there. All the way down. I might actually do 700. That should work for us. Alright, looking good. Landing systems alright. One thing I hope gets fixed is the poor performance during sunsets. Just a liquid evening pop from EPKK to EPWA, my FPS dropped. Yeah, sunsets and that sort of time does reduce FPS slightly, but for me, not by that much. Maybe by 10% for me. I think it's probably PC dependent. Alright. Auto map enhancement. I'm testing new versions of both at the minute. Feel free to DM me on Discord, I can give you some more information on there, but for this stream we're focusing on X-Plane 12.3. So yeah, you can see our orthos now. It is hazy. Actually, this ILS have radio 106M as minimum. So on my charts, I'm seeing Cat 1, my transition altitude is 208. Is what I'm seeing on my charts for Cat 1. I think radio minimum for Cat 2 approach. Yeah, the radio minimum for Cat 2 approach is 108, yes, absolutely. but we're doing a Cat 1. We're Cat 1 today. I don't anticipate any issues really. Look at the sea traffic there. No worries at all. No worries at all.
2,500.
So go around altitude is 3,000 foot. So once we intercept the glide slope, we will head back onto that. How far out are we? 11 nautical miles. We can go flaps 1, and the aircraft will slow down to S speed now. And we don't want the speed brakes out anymore. There we are. Working on what mods you're using for your X-plane. Again, DM me on Discord and I'll give you a list. I'm not using too many.
818,
you could screenshot that if you want.
Tower on 121.83.
Cashdrop Tower 12183, Scandinavian 818. I will arm the approach.
2,000.
So approach mode is armed. Okay. What do they want? 12183. 12183. All right. We'll contact the tower once we intercept here. I'll go flaps 2. I'm just gonna set the speed manually. 170 will do me just fine. Otherwise, it's gonna go all the way down to F speed, and I don't want to. Actually, we'll do 160. I want to go down that low. Right, so should we have Loke Star, we have GS in blue, should intercept in a second here. What's some major A330 improvements so far? So the weather radar obviously been implemented. The texture's a lot better. Secondary flight plan is now in, and there's a lot of fixes and improvements in the MCDU. It flies real nice actually. It flies really nice. I don't know if the flight model was tweaked, but it flies really good. Only issue I have right now is that autopilot disconnects, but hopefully that gets fixed. Alright, we have GS and we have localizer. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is go flaps 3, gear down, manage speed. Copenhagen Tower, Scandinavian 818 established on the ILS for 22 left. I think, yes, there was improvements to the AP logic, yes. And flaps.
Scandinavian 818, Castrop Tower, winds 180 at 7. Runway 22 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 22 left, Scandinavian 818. Okay, we are clear to land. I will try and get the ground frequency in here, ready to go. 12163.
Scandinavian 818, roger.
Alright, and we'll disconnect the autopilot. Strudel, welcome. Alright, my aircraft. Missed approach, altitude 3000 is set. Look at the pitch there on the approach. That's pretty good. You want about 2.5 degrees of pitch on approach. Before we had around negative 2.5 degrees when you flew at the assigned approach speed. So again, improvement there. This is looking much more realistic. But I think the aircraft is obviously flying a little bit faster because of the changeable winds as well. We're looking good. Can you hit Discord? Yeah, we'll do it in a second.
400.
Alright, this is Copenhagen by Flight Amper.
300. 100 above.
Definitely feel the wind.
200. Minimum.
Check that descent rate.
100.
Don't want to get high.
50. 40, 30, 20, retard, 5.
Got it down. Alright. Fly the nose wheel down, reverses. Decel. Alright, I don't think we're going to be able to get off. No, not there. We're going to go for... There's a high speed coming up. We should be able to take that. We'll take a look at the replay, of course.
Scandinavian 818. Welcome to Kastrup. Contact ground
Okay,
on
high speed.
121.905.
Contact ground 121.905, Scandinavian 818. Right, I'm going to cheat here. And just click on the frequency on same tensions and it auto-tunes it. Kastrup ground, Scandinavian 818 is exiting to left on Bravo 4. Alright, let's get off the runway here. Thank you very much, Golden Aviation. Hello, welcome. Yeah, 2 degrees is the reference to the proper approach pitch with flaps full in 3-degree descent. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So that seemed about right. Maybe slightly low, but that could be maybe we were flying at slightly higher airspeed due to the wind. But it looked pretty plausible to me. Kastrup ground, Scandinavian 818 vacated on Bravo. Get the flaps up and disarm the speed brakes.
Scandinavian 818, continue taxi via Brown to Terminal 3, Gate E27.
Brown? Alright, same intentions is. It's been great all this time. Continue taxi to Terminal 3, Gate Echo 27, Scandinavian 818. Guess we'll figure it out ourselves. We'll just clean up here. Strobe back to auto. And right, where's Echo 27? Terminal 3. One for welcome, how's it going? Default A330, pretty good. Really happy. Only issue, I've had the autopilot disconnect a few times, but other than that, it's been an absolute joy. It really has. Echo 27, I'm trying to find it on Navigraph. Okay, I straight up don't see Echo 27, so we'll just go to a different gate. It's not a big deal. But flight time per Copenhagen looking great. It's technically X-Plane 11, not been updated yet, but hey, it looks good, so can't complain. Much better weather here. And we will take a look at that replay, of course, and then we're going to jump in the Cirrus Vision Jet and take a short flight as well after this. Echo straight ahead, no turns. Alright, brilliant, thank you. Alright, crossing the runway. Nothing coming, strobes on as we cross. TCAS can probably come off now as well. So put that back in standby. Auto. And as we cross, I will just get the weather radar off. There it is. As far as I know, the rest is all left in auto. Is what I have been told by some real Airbus pilots. Strobe's gonna go back to auto. Tide 777 there. We'll head over there. Is there gates available for us? There is. I know these aren't echoed, but we are just gonna go here. Probably there, I imagine. Doesn't matter too much which gate we park up at. Get our Toby eye tracker going again. Looks good enough. Yes, absolutely. It does. The flight time outputs look great, even if they've not been updated. I'd love to see it updated officially, but for now, this is not bad at all. Can't complain. And as we get ready to park up, we'll get the lights off. So we don't blind anyone, we'll go here. Charlie, I think that's Charlie 35. And we'll park up in there. There it is, Charlie 35. Should have VDGS, I believe. And then we'll shut down and take a look at the replay. Bliss Delta 767 here. Beautiful. Yes, there's the VDGS. That'll be open SAM. There we are. VDGS there, which isn't actually working. Brilliant. Could be because the scenery isn't technically updated yet, I guess. There should do. How did we do? Not too bad. Parking brake can go on. We didn't get the APU. Damn. Forgot about that one. Right, well, let's get the APU going. And then we'll take a look at a replay. While I was doing that, just take a look at the surrounding area. It looks absolutely beautiful. Real nice. And you do get the bridge, of course. Look at that. Lovely. Real nice. Alright, we'll just wait for the APU here and then we'll shut down. The 11 research, is there anything making me hold off on buying the Tolis 339? Yeah. Tolis 330 is really nice, but yes, to be fair, this aircraft visually looks better. And the sounds by default are better as well. But of course, the Tolis version has far better systems. And I was thinking about this the other day, you know. If we had Tolis systems in this aircraft with the visuals that we have in this and the sounds that we have in this, it'd make a great aircraft. It really would. Not to say that the current systems aren't bad. They're not by any means, especially for default. But that combination would be very interesting. Very interesting. Because, I mean, just look at these Trent engines. Modeling is just fantastic. So is the texture work. Really nice. Like I said, the sounds on these aircraft is also really good. I mean, these are default sounds, and it honestly competes with a lot of sound packs I have. Alright, APU on. We've got a bleed air. We'll get the engine switched off. This, I don't know why stable approach gives me an approach speed warning. We were, of course, on our approach speed. So let's see, touchdown, 207 feet per minute, positive 1.56. Geez, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's take a look at the replay then, huh? How about that? Yes, one thread. They are technically two different variants, yes. This is the 300 and that's the 900. Look at the performance, by the way, with the replay. Like I said, they did make improvements and it's really intuitive to use. I mean, the replay system's always been great and it's just even better now. So let's take a look. Not too bad at all. Like I said, this thing flies really nice. Really nice indeed. And I love those reversers as well. Check, close, and hold. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's really nice. Really, really nice. Hashtag butter. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, is the grass going to block our view of the touchdown here? Maybe slightly. Yes, but it looks good anyway. I love the way it settles, the suspension, the wing loading. You can see the wing loading reduce and, you know, the wing flex change, and oh, it's just beautiful. Look at that. The heat blur. Just beautiful. It is, isn't it? You won't be able to tell that it's a default aircraft, right? X-plane default aircraft are just second to none. And there's a lot more that we really need to take a look at, like the Citation, like the Vision Jet, which we are just about to jump into. SR-22 is really good as well. Lancer is fantastic. There's so much to look at. Gustavo, if I'm not mistaken, you are a real-world pilot, correct? I think I remember you being on one of Q8 Pilot streams, I believe. We were flying a King Air, I think it was. If I remember correctly, a good few years ago. Think if your turbulence gets fixed and this version will hold for a long time to come and the aircraft looks great. Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, only issue right now is that autopilot disconnect. And I will be sending my log to Laminar, so hopefully they can get that sorted and take a look at that. But yeah, otherwise, it's just a fantastic aircraft. It really is. There it is. And look how the, I guess you can't see it, it's kind of blocked, but you can see the lift deloading. Less and less lift on the wings, and they just deload, and you can watch that drop off. Brilliant. I think elevator priority is not enough on both landing and takeoff. It definitely feels slightly sluggish on the pitch, but I mean, I've never flown an A330 in real life. It's maybe a little bit sluggish, but it feels okay to me still. It's still flyable. I've never flown a 330 in real life, so I can't really comment on what it should feel like. It doesn't feel wrong, I'll say that. It doesn't feel wrong. It feels as I would maybe expect, to be fair. Yeah, look at that. We did overflare it slightly, and then we pushed the nose down a little bit so we don't float too long. Got it down. Beautiful. I was retired a few years ago. Ah, okay. I see. Brilliant. Pleasure to have you here. Textbook round out flare and touchdown. Yeah, really happy with that one. Really happy. Like I said, it's a joy to fly. It's a joy to fly. You can see the, maybe if I go back, watch the horizontal stabilizer at the back and how it shakes and wobbles, just like they do in real life as well. And trust me, there's a lot of engineering gone into the checking the frequency of the vibration and all sorts and stuff. But in a second, you should see it sort of wobbling. There it is. Yeah, I love it. Look at that. As you see, I'm doing real life. Brilliant. Great. Alrighty. Let's now... let's switch to the Vision Jet. Let's bring up Windy and let's look at what we should do. Now, it's going to be a relatively short flight because I am slightly limited on time, but we've done the done this flight over here. See, there's a bit of a front forming here. It looks like the UK, we're going to get battered overnight. Some storms over there. Let's have a look in the US, maybe. Is there anything we can see here? Always open to suggestions, of course. Just Got some storms over here. There's some around Los Angeles. This could be an interesting little flight. Dulles JFK. Let's have a look. Yeah, there isn't much weather over there though, unfortunately. I'm looking for some weather to hit ideally. It's quite stormy when I landed in Guatemala 30 minutes ago. Interesting. I don't think I have any scenery for there though. I'm tempted to fly in this region. Maybe I can get some map enhancement running and we can try that. San Francisco. Phoenix is here. Tucson. Pretty calm days after two fronts passed over southeast US. Has a bit of a Kentucky, yeah, over here, right? There's some stuff over here actually in Mississippi. Default scene was actually quite good. I did have map enhancement running. Let's have a look then. I think I'm in Guatemala. Am I typing that? Oh, there it is. Alright. Alright, where could we... Guatemala City... MSSS... There's a storm over there. I'm thinking the US though. I'm thinking the US at the minute. Nashville. Oh, hello. Okay, Nashville to... There's Nashville. What about here? Clarkville? Is that too close? KCKV. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. And then to KCKV. And the Vision Jet. Is the Vision Jet on? Oh, it is. There it is. Look at that. How long is that? 78 nautical miles. That might be a little bit short. So I'm thinking we definitely take off from Nashville. What about here? Wayne County. That could work. About half an hour in the air, an hour block time, 100 nautical miles, just a short hop. Maybe that'd work. Dodge some storms along the way. Yeah, there's some... Oh, hello. That could be interesting. What's the METAR? Wayne County, 340 at 14 knots, 6 statute miles on the visibility. Heavy, looks like rain, few at 025, broken 048, overcast 055. That could be an interesting one. How about that? Now, Nashville looks pretty calm. Let's do that, I think. That'd be an interesting... that'd be interesting. Let's go, we'll do our classic course high and crude at 818. Vision Jet, we'll do that. I think that'll work pretty well for us today. I will restart X-Plane, run map enhancement. Alright. So, for just a second here, I am just going to put that screen on. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just restarting my X-Plane. And then we'll hop in the Vision Jet. This should be a lot of fun. Alright, let me just start map enhancement. I would use auto-ortho, but I deleted all my base packages for auto-ortho as I've been testing the new install For the new auto version, I've not installed North America yet, so that's why I'm using map enhancement for the minute. I'll reload, X-plane, and we'll hop right in. This should be a fun little flight. I've not flown the Vision jet in probably since XP12 came out. So it'll be an interesting one for sure with all the weather and stuff. But I am looking forward to that, actually. We may even do some low level VFR hand flying, but we'll see what the weather's like. We may have to stay really low level. We'll see. This one's more of a fun flight, to be fair. But it'll be a good chance to show off the synthetic vision and the weather radar in the new X-plane X1000, which the weather radar, I should note, isn't in every G1000 aircraft in X-plane or the default, just in a select few, and that'll be made pretty clear in the patch notes. So, Vision Jet SF50. I like this livery a lot, so we might go with the... Ooh, that's cool. Let's go with that. I like that. Nashville. Where do we park? Fun flight, do some maneuvers. Yeah, we can do some. Right, there's an FBO down here, so jet right. Yeah, that should work, I suppose. Hopefully. Now what we'll do is we'll do a real world date and time. And we can, so technically we could set the, we can leave it as it is. It's real weather, real time. We could set real weather sim time, and the sim time is real time. So now in theory, these are the same, I guess, but we'll leave it as it is. And yeah, it's pretty clear at Nashville. And then we're heading into the storm. There were some updates on the default textures while I saw some leak changelog with new decals for runways and taxiways. I don't recall anything for runways and taxiways. But there was, there's definitely texture upgrades for the A330, and they are noticeable. And there has been some texture work and decal work for some of the default assets for scenery builders, for some terminal buildings, hangars, etc. As well. So yes, there have been some art improvements as well. I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing anything specific to runways and taxiways though. I think it's just for terminal buildings, hangars, and stuff like that. Some of the older ones have got sort of a fresh lick of paint, is my understanding. All right, back. So we're loading into the flight then. New high frequency textures on the terminal buildings too. Yes, I did see something about textures for some of the terminal buildings for sure. But yeah, as soon as we get the go ahead from Laminar 2, I think the only reason they're asking us not to share the changelog at the minute is just because there's a lot in there. There's a lot to do with some of the early alphas as well, which of course won't be, I presume won't be included in the full changelog for the public release. So it just, there could be stuff in there which may cause a bit of confusion and stuff is what they said. So they said hold off for now, if possible, and then as soon as the changelog is out publicly, I'll of course address it directly. Now, interestingly, this airport only has an RNAV approach, which, if I am being completely honest, I don't really know how to do an RNAV approach in the in a G1000 equipped aircraft, but we'll give it a go. It shouldn't be too difficult, one would hope. But we could probably go visual if the weather's good enough as well, I suppose. All right, here we are. All right. So let's just have a little look around. This is default Nashville map enhancement running. You can see straight away some of the weather up over there behind us. All right. Now, I don't really have any views set up as such, so very quickly I'll set some up. real quick, and then we'll get straight on with the with this flight then. Not anticipating it takes too long. That should do for now. Get some get a windscreen view going here. Aircraft is looking absolutely beautiful. Could probably open the door actually. There it is, and I can use SGES to get some stuff here. There it is. Nice. Alright, so let me update a few things here. So let me update my Volanta. I don't have a SF50 on Volanta. So let me just create one real quick. There it is. Alright, SF50. So Volanta is good to go. Lossless scaling. Hit new flight on sane tension, so that will update. And I will update the overlay at the top, and then we'll get going here. So we're now in the SF50. And we are now flying KBNA to Kilo Echo Kilo Quebec as CUDA 818. There it is. And that's all updated. All right. Let's begin then with this short hop over. So get the batteries on. Gen nav light can go on. All right. Gonna do some self tests.
Fire.
We'll let it do that.
Fire.
RPLB, RPUB for the flight after.
Stop.
Let's see what time it is. If I have time to do the flight. How long is it, Skylar? If I have time, we'll do that. For sure. If there's some SIGMETs as well in the area, we can do that if I have time. Alrighty. Fuel auto, that's looking good. Again, I've not flown this aircraft in quite a long time, so do bear with me. Get a little view set up for our Garmin device here. So, weight balance, let's do that first. About 100 nautical miles. Okay. I think this flight is around the same. So yeah, if we have time, we'll do that. If not, we'll do that another day. If we're still weather there, we can take the Seneca there, because I do need to take the Seneca up. So, payload today is going to be 418 kilos. And then, okay, it wants to do 420, I guess. Then fuel, our block fuel is going to be 447. And you know what I might do? I might take a little bit extra. About 600 will do me just fine. Just because of the weather, we'll take a little bit extra. CG is all looking good as well. Okay. So, flight plan then. This will RPUS, RPU be about 23. Oh, that might be a little bit more feasible today. 23 nautical miles, a quick hop. All right. So let's get this flight plan in then. So flight plan. We're doing. Yep, that's fine. Come on. On the Chadmi 3, so we can go to procedure, select our departure on the Chadmi 3 on 20 center. Now this could change once we talk to ATC, but we'll put it in for now via the swap transition, so we'll load that. And the vector, that's fine, that is part of the procedure. Then after swap, it's direct to the airport, so that was nice and easy, wasn't it? So Kilo, Echo, Kilo, and then Quebec, Wayne County, there it is. Never flown to this airport. So we'll put that in, then procedure for that. There's no arrival, but the approach is currently the RNAV21 GPS LPV, okay. And we'll do it vectors for now. Minimums is going to be, let's see here. Right, it is minimum VFR at the minute. So, it'll be LPV, and it'll be 1257, so, Barrow, 1257, so 1260 is the closest we can get. So we'll put that in, hopefully, that should do us just fine. Alright, shall we talk to ATC? Pretty quick setup here. Alright, let's talk to... Actually, shall we start the engine before we drain the battery? And then we'll start. And then we'll talk to ATC. So, if I remember right, we can very, very simply... Fuel is on. We can switch this over to run. You can hear the fuel pump, and we'll hit start. Oh wow, the sounds. Very impressive sounds. They are quite loud, but really impressive sounds there. Let me just get my... I'll just copy this from the C525, if I can find it. The closest that we can get. The Phenom will be fine. We'll copy from that. There it is. Okay. Nice sounds. Really nice sounds on that start there. ATC then. ATIS 1351. It sounds like a tooth drill. It is a very small turbofan, to be fair. Whether it sounds like that in real life, I have no idea. Never heard one of these in the real world. Dental drill. Where's the... We should probably close this up and get rid of all these. Alright. So... Oh, it was so loud because we had the door open, no wonder. I was wondering why it was so loud. So, 1351 then, for the ATIS. Hello, welcome. Is that another aircraft in front of us? Is that what it's, I think it is. Is that what it's depicting on the, synthetic vision there? Yeah. I imagine so, because we have... Interesting. Alright. 1351, wasn't it? So we'll just listen to this ATIS real quick. Eagerly waiting for the new update. Yes, it's fantastic. I can't wait until some of you guys have it with you, because it's really good. Really, really good. I just want to move my view up a little bit here, so I can actually look left and right out the window. That's a little bit better. Comms. Come on, Mike. Why is Saint Tensions not wanting to pick it up? I live in Dubai, so seeing the rework done for the XP airport will be crazy for me. Yeah, I did check it out on my stream yesterday, if you do want to have a look at it now. It's actually pretty good. Really good. Yes, absolutely. We'll stick this in weather radar mode as well. Right, why is my ATIS not coming through? Will departures work? Nashville departures radio check.
Q to 818 Nashville approach sounds great from here.
Oh, Roger, thank you, QD18. Alright, they hear us. I don't know why. Oh, there we are.
Initial contact. You have information uniform.
Information uniform.
Nashville International Airport. Information uniform. 2053 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 20 center, 20 right, 20 left, 31. Wind 200 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Few at 4500 feet. Scattered at 14,000 feet. Broken at 25,000 feet. Temperature 28. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3000. Density altitude 2200 feet. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information uniform.
Alright, information uniform. What did they say the QNH was?
2053 Zulu.
3000.
Arriving and departing runways 20 center.
So we actually, because we're in the US, we want alt units and we want inches of mercury. There we are. And I'm going to keep doing what I do on Aerobas products. Because on Aerobas you can hover over here and scroll and it'll adjust it, and it's so useful. But now I'm going to have to use the actual hardware. There we are. Alright. Runway heading, I will set that as well. Is, where did you say heading? There it is. Uh, 201. So we'll set that 201. And we'll get our clearance here as well. So we're talking to, we should probably actually talk to departures. So 12605. 12605. And we are at
Just checking. The plane 3 departure that is filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 370 10 minutes after departure. Departure.
Not sure what ramp this is technically, but I'll say we're at the FBO.
Center, American 2947.
American 2947, read back correct.
Thanks. Hope you have a good evening.
Nashville clearance, CUDA 818 at the FBO. Information uniform on board. Aircraft type Cirrus Vision Jet. Request IFR clearance to Wayne County airports.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Get some fresh air in here. These pages down here, some of them do actually work as well. You can see our weights balance here, so we're looking good. Slightly above max landing weight, but we'll burn off some fuel and we'll go below. That should be fine. Status, landing gear, nice protection, environment, electrical power. Really nice that these are actually added as well. Engines and fuel pressure, engine running. Nice. Got radios here. Alright, hopefully they get back to us with that clearance pretty soon. You can switch these, of course, just in case you get a failure. National clearance, do you have our IFR CUDA 818? Taking their time.
CUDA CUDA 818 negative. I do not have your IFR code. Please confirm your destination and request for IFR clearance.
National clearance, we're going to Wayne County, please. I just want my IFR, please.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Alright. Maybe they'll actually give it to us this time.
CUDA 818, cleared to Wayne County via the Chatham 3 departure. Then as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect 17,010 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.4 squawk 6514. Expect runway 20 center.
Clear to Wayne County via the Chatham 3 departure, then as filed. Climb, maintain 4,000. Expect 17,010 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.4. Squawk 6514. Expect runway 20 center. CUDA 818. Okay, so that is the departure we planned and is already in. Next was climb, maintain 4,000. Departure 1184, we'll put that in later. If I put it in on COM2 1184, just so I have it there, almost like a scratch pad basically. Right, 1184, squawk 6514, so transponder. So it's in standby, but we'll put the code in. 6514. 6514 is in standby, is fine. We'll put that on later. Should be good to go here. Let's talk to ground. 1219er. And then we can make our way to Wayne County. National Ground, CUDA 818 at the FBO, ready to taxi. CPDLC is different update, yeah, I believe, yeah.
CUDA 818, Nashville International Airport ground, runway 20 center taxi via Uniform 5 Kilo Tango 5 Sierra 7.
A taxi to runway 20 center via Uniform 5 Kilo Tango 5 Sierra 7, CUDA 818. Alright, so let's have a look. Where is that? So Uniform 5 is on our right, then it's Kilo. It's going to be a left onto Tango 5. And then a right onto Sierra 7. Not too long of a... do we have a beacon? We don't. I guess is it on the strobes or is it? Yeah. We'll use our strobes in place of the beacon then. Release the parking brake. So actually, what I need to do, I just need to reassign this for a second. So I'll just save this. And what I need to do is set this to flaps. Down a notch, and then flaps up a notch. There we are, and I'm just going to set this to nothing for now. Alright, that's good. Let's go. No nose wheel steering, I guess. Yeah, no nose wheel steering. So we have to use our toe brakes. We did set our XP realistic up, didn't we? Right, indeed we did. Great visibility out of this aircraft, by the way. Look at that. Wish I had this kind of visibility out my Cessna 152. Although high wing makes it pretty great for a little bit of spotting, because the high wing means that you can really see the ground really well. No worries, V-Sky Check, thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it, my friend. Oh, it is so difficult to keep this thing going where I want it to. As far as I know, serious planes have differential braking for steering. Yes, absolutely. So the nose wheel is on a caster, so it's completely free. Nothing, you know, your rudder doesn't necessarily control it. So yeah, you need to use differential braking to turn essentially. And at higher speeds, you can of course use your rudder, but at this speed, it's not effective. Ryan, welcome. What traffic plugin do you use? I am using Traffic Global from Just Flight at the minute. We are just going back and forth. So, plan for the takeoff then, we're going to rotate 95 knots. I did consult the Laminar Research manual earlier to look at some speed. So we'll rotate at 95 knots. And then we will accelerate to 160 knots and we'll climb out at 160 knots is the plan. Alright, left turn here. So yes, I'm using differential braking to turn left and right at the minute. Of course, rudder is ineffective at these low speeds. Been looking for the less empty globe. Yeah, absolutely. Traffic Global is great for that. It will sometimes interfere with your own operations because there's no ATC, of course. So you know, sometimes you'll find an aircraft on the runway when you're coming in to land, or sometimes they'll even decide to use the wrong runway, which is slightly annoying, but it's kind of worth it to have a more lifelike world. I do also have some updated schedules and models from Regent. It's a Regent traffic pack, which is free and just enhances it massively, really. So we are, this is Sierra 7 now, on the left. There's a, look at that, Spirit. Gone in bankruptcy again in real life. Are you seeing X and V speeds on PFD? I have V. I have a, sorry, I have VY. I have VY at the minute. 120 VY. I could probably open the I can give you the V speeds actually directly from the Laminar. Directly from the Laminar included documentation. So what we'll do is we'll just stop here. Let me have a quick look. There is some documentation included. So pilot operating manual then. There it is, and there is some V speeds down here somewhere. Here we are. So we have VR 90 knots. There we are. So we'll rotate at 90 knots. We have our landing speed full flap of 87 knots. Then we have VS1 VSO, which is our stall speed clean, so no flap, of 86 knots. Stall speed in our landing config of 67 knots. VS minimum controllable speed 70 knots. And then here we have VX VY. So best angle of climb VX 91 knots, best rate of climb VY at 160 knots. Hence why I'm going to climb out at 160 knots. And then we have best glide, flap speeds, etc. VNE, all that good stuff. So really nice that this was included. So I'm actually going to keep that open just in case I need it. Let's contact quick. What is VX and VY? VX VY is So VX 91 knots, VY 160, and I'll climb out at 160. I don't know why it says VY 120 here. I don't know. So, before I forget, transponder can go on. Tower is 1186, so let's talk to them. Define, oh, you want me to define them? Right, so VX is the speed you would fly to get to a particular altitude, say, I don't know, 10,000 foot, the quickest in the shortest amount of time. No, sorry, I've already gone wrong. VX is the speed at which you'll get to the altitude that you want to go in the shortest ground distance. Hence why it's a lower speed generally, because you're flying at a lower speed but a higher angle of climb, as it were. VY should give you the quickest time to the top of to your top of climb, essentially. So VY is generally a good climb. Generally a good climb speed. You'll get up to your cruise as quick as possible, which means you're burning less fuel, which is what you want. VX is useful if you have terrain or something. You would fly at VX to get up as quick as possible for the shortest ground distance. There we are. You caught me off guard there, Skylar. Caught me off guard. What was I doing? I was looking at the tower frequency, wasn't I? 1186, I think. Yeah, 1186. Yes, most altitude, least horizontal distance, not necessarily up to a specific altitude. Correct, yes, correct. Alright, talk to tower. National Tower, Kude 18 holding short on Sierra 7, ready for departure. And I'll set that departure frequency now as well, which is 1184.
Kude 818, Nashville International Airport Tower, left closed, traffic approved. Report midfield each time. Right. Winds 200 at 7, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
I did not ask for circuits. Nashville Tower, negative on the circuits. We're going to be departing on the Chadma 3 departure initially, and then heading over to the northeast. Now, would a 737 climb at VY? Well, yeah, it should, right? In theory. Otherwise, there's no point in having a VY if it can't climb at VY.
818, runway 20C, winds 200 at 7, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 20 center, Kude 18. Alright. I'm doing this for flight test prep, yeah. Landing light on. Alright, we should be good. I tell you, controlling this thing is a little bit difficult. Alright, are we ready to go? I've been told airlines climb at the en route climb speed, not VY. Yeah, so in theory, it can climb at VY. I think I misunderstood what you were saying. In theory, you can climb at VY, but you wouldn't for passenger comfort. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they have a optimal, climb profile for passenger comfort and efficiency and all that good stuff. I think we're ready to go. So let me. Can I set the autopilot now before we? Where is the autopilot? Oh, there it is. You know what? We'll do that once we take off. Because then what we'll do is we'll go. There is an IAS mode, right? I feel like that will change. Yeah. All right. Good. I want to do 777 flight to BX. We should try it. We should try it. All right. Here we go. About 50% M1. Stable. And full power. 80 knots. 90, and we're going to rotate. About 15 degrees initially. Positive climb, gears going up, flyby. Oh yes. I know what those, I'm going to turn those boxes off on the PFD. PFD pathways, there it is. Right. I'm going to pitch down slightly to give us 160 here.
Contact departure.
Contact departure, CUDA 818. Beautiful. Oh, hello.
CUDA 818, contact departure on 118.4.
Yes, yes, I know. Contact departure 118.4, CUDA 818. Right, so now I want 160. No worries, Sam, thank you very much for being here and for your continued support. Alright, altitude, 1000 to go. Nashville departure, CUDA 18 climbing through. Altitude 3,500 for 4,000. Right. There's about 160.
CUDA 818, Nashville departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 17,000, direct Oscar.
Climb maintain 17,000, direct Oscar, CUDA 18. So I know it just blew through 4,000, but I did it on purpose. Because we did get cleared all the way up. So 17,000. Flight level change. Heading for now. Autopilot. Right, we want to go direct Oscar, which is there. Activate nav. I think we successfully... Alright, good. Climbing out at 160. How beautiful. What a plane. Beautiful. Right, let's look at the comments. So, some airlines do have derated climb modes like the 777 A350, I assume A380. In the A350 always goes into decline, can take over an hour to reach cruise for long flights. Yes, yeah. My instructor said VY is primarily for altitude, not fuel consumption. More glide distance if your engine fails. Yes, exactly. There is no reason to be at a lower altitude, if that makes sense. You know, if you can climb to that higher altitude, then you should. Maybe VX, so VY is what you want. You are going to have your best rate of climb. So, you know, the higher you are, the more leeway you have. You know, height is your friend when you're flying. If you have an engine failure, for whatever reason or any other issue, you know, you have height, which is what you want. So what we're doing now is we are flight level change, so we're full power. Aircraft is climbing out at 160. It's pitching for 160, and we're on nav. We're going to be at 10,000 pretty soon. Yeah, then we're heading over to not John Wayne, to Wayne County. What a lovely plane. A lot of fun to fly. As you can tell, I'm getting crewed out here. Yeah, there's a lot to remember, to be fair. There's a lot to remember. How are we looking here? We've got positive charge, that's good. Oil pressures, temperatures looking good. Differential pressure, so cabin pressure is also looking good. And our fuel looking good. Alright. We can chill out a little bit now. let's get the weather radar up. Is the whole point. So, weather radar. Nothing showing for the minute. We are pretty clear. There is stuff over there. Not seeing anything at the minute. Anything on the vertical scope? Nothing on the vertical scope either. Alright. We'll leave that like that. Alright. Quick little flight in the Cirrus Vision Jet then. How fun. I think I still need this a little bit further forward. That might be slightly better. Yeah, that's a little bit better, I think. We do, of course, have all the cap stuff. Cabin pressure, altitude, ELT up here. And caps. Oh, I guess there's a click spot there for that. Maybe we'll try that later. When will this be in public beta? I have no idea, unfortunately. No, I don't know, to be honest. You can see the weather getting worse as we head that way. Wow, you really can't see much on this side of the Vision Jet, huh? I didn't realize how far across the screens were. Look at this rate of climb though. Not too bad at all. We got up to 17,000 pretty quick. Still nothing on the weather radar as of yet. We don't see anything visually much anyway, so. There was part of me that was going to ask you to fly CZBB-CYXX, so I don't know where I'm flying today. To be fair, I have before flights gone into X-ray to look at what the weather's doing. It's actually generally not too far off. Of course, I still, you know, check the professional aviation sources, and here in the UK we have the Met Office, the Aviation Met Office, so we look at that, look at spot winds, all that good stuff. Windy is quite useful as well for my flying. I generally use that for METARs and stuff. If I don't have Sky Demon, which is our, it's just a European equivalent of ForeFlight, essentially. Alright, there we are. Leveling off at 17,000.
Expect the RNAV runway 21 approach into Wayne. Plan for descent in maybe 5 minutes.
RNAV 21 approach into Wayne. Plan for descent in 5 minutes. CUDA 818. I'm going to let us speed up here. This thing will cruise at all the way up to 300 knots. I don't think we'll get 300 knots today. We'll see where it stabilizes.
Contact Memphis Center on 132.9er.
Memphis Center 132.9er. CUDA 818. Let's go to Memphis Center 132. 13292. Oh, 132.9er. Memphis Center, CUDA 818 at altitude 17,000. Difficult since I've had so many flights cancelled this week due to haze. Ground vids around 8 statute miles, so within limits, but that wildfire haze.
Memphis Center, good afternoon, Memphis altimeter 3000.
The altimeter 3000, CUDA 818. Yeah, during the PPL, weather is such a huge factor because you're so limited, because you're such a new pilot. Weather has definitely been a huge limiting factor for me. The amount of lessons I've had cancelled, or you know, I've got to the airport, I've done the walk around, I've briefed my instructor, and then you get out there and the weather it just takes a turn for the worst, and it's not good. So yeah, it's a pretty big factor. Looks like we're holding around 229, so that'll work for us. Now you have to do a 65 degree street clearance. Yeah, that was a lot of fun though. That was so much fun. We did 40 initially, 45 degrees, and then went all the way up to 65, which was just, yeah, as you can imagine, a lot of fun. I'm gonna bring the power back slightly. See where we stabilize around 98% M1. Might bring it back further to the green, maybe. Or is that gonna drop higher speed pretty quick? Let's go 98 on, that should do. Oh, consider aerobatic for you? Wow, interesting. No, for us it's part of our training. Lucky for us. Let's go 90, a bit lower on the power. I don't wanna overstress the engine too much. We should be heading into that at some point. Yeah, I'm not really getting any anything at the minute. Nothing on the vertical scope either. Yeah, anything past 60 is aerobatic. Wow. Lovely.
CUDA 818, whenever you'd like to descend and maintain 14,000, altimeter 2996.
Descend, maintain 14,000, altimeter 2996, CUDA 818. Looks like they want us to start our descent. Feels early. Yeah, we've still got quite a ways to go. So we can put next red on actually. Look at that. That red cell is right over the airport that we are meant to be landing at. But if we go flight plan, we should be able to see. Our distance to go normally. No, that's not what I want to do. I think it's view and then you set cumulative and you get a cumulative, yeah. 86 nautical miles. I suppose we can start our descent. We'll go back to the weather radar. But yeah, we are heading into that. Alright. Well, we'll just send 14,000 like they said. So what we'll do is we'll go flat level change. and bring the power back. And that should start our descent. And we can control that using the power. Altimeter was 299.6 as well. Alright. Something like that should do. Right, well, where are we going? Where's it heading off to? Are we in nav? No, we want to go direct swap. There we are. Alright, I don't know what happened there.
CUDA 818, contact approach on 118.4.
Contact approach 118.4, CUDA 818. Alright, we'll contact the approach end 1184. Oh, it's the same frequency? Oh, interesting. Wayne County approach CUDA 818.
CUDA 818, approach, good afternoon, Wayne, altimeter 299.7.
Altimeter 29.97, CUDA 818. 299.97.
Altitude.
Still nothing on weather radar. Oh, it's in standby. No wonder. Silly. Okay, so that's looking at the ground there, is what it's looking at. So we should adjust the tilt. That's a bit better. Okay, so there is that huge cell right in front of us, as you can see. But I don't see too much after that. So what we may have to do is deviate around that. We may have to make a right turn out that way, I think. I'll just adjust the tilt a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. So if I put it on 80 nautical miles, that means this line is, these are 20 nautical miles each. So I want to start this turn fairly sharpish. I'm going to ask for the turn to the right by about 30 degrees to avoid weather. Approach CUDA 818, request a right turn 30 degrees to avoid weather.
CUDA 818, right turn 30 degrees approved to avoid weather.
Right turn by 30 degrees to avoid weather, CUDA 818. Alright, so what we're going to do, where's our heading? So we can set the heading. I didn't know you could do that. Sync the heading like that, that's useful. So 082 plus 30 is going to be 112. Alright, we'll go heading. That should hopefully take us away from that weather. Yes, that looks good to me. Good.
CUDA 818, descend and maintain 11,000.
Descend, maintain 11,000, CUDA 818. I'll tell you, I'm having so much fun in this update. I really, really am.
CUDA 818, descend and maintain 5,000, turn left heading 045 vectors for the RNAV runway 21 approach.
Descend, maintain 5,000, left heading 045 vectors for the RNAV 21 approach, CUDA 818. Now, is that heading going to take me into that cell? Let's see. I don't think so, but let's see. And we need to go down to 5,000. So 1,000 feet per minute should do. Let's see. That heading might actually take me directly into that cell. Yeah, we might skim it. Let's request a heading further to the left then, about 20 degrees. Approach CUDA 18, request a heading to the left by around 20 degrees to avoid the weather in front of us.
CUDA 818, left turn 20 degrees approved to avoid weather.
Left turn 20 degrees, CUDA 818. I'll tell you, it makes it more fun when you have ATC as well. You can't just go off and do what you want. It's great. Alright, 025. Should take us away from that weather. Good. Alright. That's going to route us nicely around that cell. Absolutely beautiful. What a lovely flight. I think we got quite lucky picking this route. Is an ETA for say intention to implement traffic injection in XP12? Not at the moment, no. Not at the moment, unfortunately. So, I'm happy we're going to route safely around that weather. For now. Although I think that cell is sat literally directly on top of our arrival airport. Maybe we'll be under it and okay.
CUDA 818, turn right heading 045.
He wants to turn right heading 045. I don't know if I'll be able. Unable heading 045 due to weather. I wonder how they'll respond to me telling them unable.
Turn right heading 045 approved to avoid weather.
Negative, unable to turn right heading 045. There is weather at that heading.
CUDA 818, unable to approve right turn to heading 045 due to weather. Maintain current heading or advise alternate heading.
We will maintain current heading CUDA 818. One of the things that makes me fly a Microsoft Flight Sim more than XP12 beyond ATC. I want ATC traffic injections, quite immersion breaking. I do see what you mean, yes. I'm really happy that we have the traffic injection in Microsoft Flight Sim, and I'm really looking forward to say intention to bring it to XP12 as well. But unfortunately, yeah, beyond ATC not available in on X-Plane. Look at that big thunderous cell. We're still descending down to 5,000. The airport is directly to our right, under that cell. So we may have slight issue getting in. I'm going to remove the weather radar from that. Yeah, so there's the airport and the cell is sat right on top of it. Let's see what happens here. It will indeed be interesting.
Cuda 818, turn right heading 055.
Right heading 055, Cuda 818. I think we can take that. Let's see. Yeah, that should be okay. It's a little bit close to comfort, but I think that should be okay. Maybe have a look at the vertical profile. Yeah, there's nothing really in front of us other than that, I believe it is. But yeah, maybe we can get under this, hopefully. That is a big scary cloud. Look at that. Oh, it's disappearing, I think. Maybe we'll be able to land. It just shrunk slightly. Looks like we may actually just get under it. Oh, the cell is, it is going away, slowly. I do wish that was maybe slightly more gradual, but I understand there's probably limitations. Should be an interesting landing here.
Altitude.
Alright, looks like we're slowing down. Only just getting to X-Plane now after a few years of Microsoft flights and the world seems much more alive. The amount of traffic on the roads, trains. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Map enhancement quality isn't looking amazing right now though, I'll be honest. The way the lighting is done from actual street lamps, not floating lights placed randomly. Yes, yes, absolutely. Huge benefits, absolutely, I do agree. We're going to slow the aircraft down here. I'm going to leave this power setting. Should help us slow it down a tiny bit. Look at that. Airport is just under all of that horribleness over there.
CUDA 818, turn right heading 070.
Right heading 070, CUDA 818. Alright. They are, I'm pretty sure they're preparing us for the RNAV now.
CUDA 818, setting 070 approved.
070. I have to say, this jet is a lot of fun. I am very much enjoying it. I think I will just get the procedure page ready because I think it's going to give us vectors in a second. Well, we're already on vectors, but we'll activate that RNAV approach. Hopefully, I managed to get the RNAV to do what it needs to do properly. Currently just holding it at 5,000, that's the altitude we've been given. Now we're looking for fuel. Plenty of fuel. Actually, really, we barely burnt anything. Right, and I'm fully expecting in a second they'll give us a direct or vector and then tell us to establish on the RNAV. $140 knots, we can probably do with a bit more speed actually. This aircraft will have no issue slowing down, so we'll increase the power slightly, I think. Yes, Donald, welcome to X-Plane. I do use both simulators, I do enjoy both sims. But X-Plane I would say is my preferred at the minute and my main sim, to be fair. I really enjoy it. Maybe I should ask people at the airport if I can ride on their Vision Jet. It's a great little aircraft, you know. I really like it. I really like it. This is depot as well, by the way, you know. A lot of fun for a depot aircraft. But you should absolutely ask, Skylar. You should absolutely ask. Little bit of haze. Yeah, the clouds and the atmospherics look great right now. They do. They really do. But why ask when I can ask the people who own the Sky Master instead?
Turn right heading 085.
Hey, the Sky Master is a lot of fun. 085. Right heading 085. CUDA 818. Alright, just slowly they are vectoring us in. I want to stay roughly in the white arc. About 180 knots will do. Just because I want to be able to put down flaps relatively soon after we establish. Because we're going to establish at Fib Key, which is, oh okay, it's 13 miles out. We have plenty of time. Plenty of time. Maybe we'll even just speed it up a little bit here. Almost, it's going to be about 3 hours 45 minutes, so a long stream. Thank you to everyone who's been here. I've very much enjoyed it. I hope you guys have too, and I hope you are enjoying the showcase of 12.3. Just waiting on them to give me, there it is, it's just come through.
8 miles from 50. Turn right heading 160, descend and maintain 4,000 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 21 approach.
Altitude.
Right heading 160, descend, maintain 4,000 until established, cleared for the RNAV 21 approach. CUDA 818. Alright. So we should be descending. And now I can activate vectors to final. And then we'll intercept that. Alright, good. Minimums are already set. Go around now, choose 4,000. That's good. This looks absolutely fantastic, this scene at the minute. Very, very nice indeed. Oh, whoa, hello. That was close. The lightning. Maybe we should head back onto the weather radar here. That's ground interference we're getting. Okay. Alarm nav in a minute. So in fact we'll do it now. We'll go nav. That should be armed, hopefully. We should intercept. We're getting rain now. Really good rain sound, actually. There's the turn to the right to intercept that. We're going to be down 4,000 as well. Good stuff. We did overshoot a little bit, but that's fine. I don't really see anything on the weather radar. We only need to see about 10 nautical miles in front of us. So that's all clear for now.
Radar services terminated. Wayne Airport at your 12 o'clock, 16 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Squawk VFR. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency.
Radar services terminated. Frequency change approved. Squawk VFR. Could it, wouldn't it? Right, a little bit to do here. So, Squawk VFR is done. Change frequency to advisory. I do need to watch my altitude. We can descend to 2,900. So let's just do that. So flight level change. I'll go to 2,900. Avgeek Fozzie, welcome. Okay. I can see a glass shot there.
Altitude.
I guess if I go VNAV, will it? No. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we're descending. Frequency 1228. 1228, I guess. Is what the chart says, unless I'm reading it wrong, but we'll go 1228. And then we can go ahead and do this on-nav approach. Look at the pathways coming in. I think if I go pathway, it should give us our path for the on-nav approach. Or maybe that was a 3 degree, I don't know. We won't use it, because I'm not sure exactly what it is. The range sounds nice, it does, right? So, we need to be by Zugto, which is here. Needed to be at 2,900, which we've done. And we'll go first stage of flap. Look at the speed dropping off there, add a bit of power. Look at the aircraft, okay. Autopilot didn't handle that one too well. But we'll continue descending, it's going to hold at that altitude. And then I'm hoping it will just follow. If I hit approach mode, will it follow it? Slowing down is completely fine here.
Landing gear.
Yep,
Landing gear.
That's fine.
Landing gear.
Alright, I'll put the landing gear out.
Landing
I really
gear.
want it.
Landing
Alright,
gear.
there we are. I think we've just intercepted the glide. Yes, we have. Alright, we did it. Go around altitude of 4,000 then. Alright, well, we did it. That was the first time doing an on-nav approach. We need to tell them what we're doing. How far out are we? 8 nautical miles, I think that means. I'll probably call it a short final. Wayne advisory, CUDA 818, short final for runway 21. Right, let's go down to 100 now. 100 knots for our approach speed. Final stage of flaps. Gear is down. No, I don't see the airport yet. Is that it? Alright, negative. No airport in sight at the minute. There's 100 knots, so we'll increase the power to maintain that. No visual yet. Come on, give me visual. Still no visual. Rain now. There it is, alright. Alright, my aircraft. That's loud. This is horrible, horrible flying conditions. There's all sorts of thunder. Oh no, look at this. Alright, we gotta get on the ground ASAP. Getting high. Look at the next rad filling my screen with red. Thunderstorms, not good at all. Should never have tried this. Hey, it's all part of the fun for the stream. I think flies great though. Bit high. Oh yeah, you won't want to go anywhere near this in real life. Alright, we got it down just about. Oof. Step on them brakes. Alright. Let's get out of here. Alright, that was interesting. Probably would have been a go around, maybe. But considering the weather, I would rather land long. If I'm being honest, then go around up into that. The gear is hot, I imagine. We'll take a look at that replay, of course. That was a lot of fun. That was really fun. Alright, landing light off. Clicking. I want transponder standby and weather radar. stand by. Alright. Wow. A lot of fun. I should probably tell them that the runway's clear. Wayne advisory, Cuda 818 is clear of the runway. We'll take a look at that replay, of course. That was hairy. That was really hairy. But fun. Glad we got it down. Now, in real life, that would definitely be in a divert, probably return back to Nashville. Not a chance we would go anywhere near the storm in real life. Nowhere near. Not even in these super equipped aircraft or the IFR equipment. You know, no way. We were getting very close to our minimums as well. Very, very close to our minimums. So we actually got kind of lucky that we saw the runway in time. This is default. We got a bit X-Plane logo there. There's some lights. Oh, they're helipad lights, I think. I don't really know where we're meant to be parking, but we'll go here somewhere, I suppose. Yeah, this will do. Oh, it's a star. Oh, okay. Oh well, we'll park here. Right, okay, flaps are up. And I'm pretty sure we can just go ahead and kill the engine. He says. Start, stop. There it is. Yeah, explain airport, yeah. Alright, strobes off, nav off. Air can go off, everything else is good, and we're just gonna switch it all off. Alright. End the flight on Valanta. Close say intentions. And now let's take a look. That rain sounds quite loud. Let's take a look at the landing. It was hairy for sure. Look at the rain effect even outside. Should have pulled power a lot earlier. Oh, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. See you next time, HTSIM. Thank you for popping in. Gotta get HD. Gotta get Austin's FedEx package. Oh yeah, of course. Maybe we should have done that in the Lancer then in that case. We are 100% going to fly this aircraft again. Because I have actually really enjoyed flying this Cirrus jet. More so than I thought I would. So we are going to take it up again at some point. If we don't float it like this. Look at Austin standing there. Beautiful. What a crazy little airport to take this into. Look at it getting blown about all over the place. Landing halfway down the runway is all fine. Not to worry. That is a scary sight. Is this XP realistic? It is XP realistic with those rain sounds. Way too loud. Hey Jonathan, welcome. How's it going, my friend? We just did quite possibly the hairiest landing and approach into some random airport in the US you will ever see. It was not good, but fun, but a lot of fun. I do want to take a look at this again, especially from this view. Again, not something I would ever even think of doing in real life. The Vision Jet is a lot of fun though. A lot of fun. And a floaty landing. And then a bounce as well. Need a razor to deal with the hair on the landing. I'm doing alright. I'm glad that you're doing good, my friend. Yep. Alright, well, that thunder sounds amazing. There it is. You can watch me struggle to get off the runway properly here with the differential braking. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that stream as well. We took a look at the A330 and we took a look at the at this lovely Cirrus Vision Jet as well, and we had some hairy landing, hairy weather even for both flights, but it was a lot of fun. Airplane 12.3 is really shaped up to be a fantastic day. Really enjoying it. So next time, either tomorrow or Thursday, we will be probably in the Captain Iceman series Seneca, and we might do another 2 flights. Maybe we will do a Seneca flight, and maybe we'll hop back into Vision Jet and do something again. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, so I really hope you guys all enjoyed it. Always coming at the worst time in the stream. Glad you're enjoying 12.3. I'm sure you can watch it on playback. But no, yeah, 12.3 I'm really enjoying it. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it a lot too. It just changes the way you fly massively, having to actually deal with the weather. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.